Alright everyone, the thought plickens with regards to the Hunter Biden cover-up. It is a cover-up, it appears. It's similar, it's sort of like an inverse of the Steele dossier stuff. With Russiagate, that was predicated upon politically partisan FBI agents fronting false material to a FISA court, and then it got rubber stamped. With the Hunter Biden cover-up, the FBI simply lost or disappeared materials that were pertinent to the Hunter Biden investigation as of 2020, and they got rid of it for, it seems, political purposes. Anyway, I'm going to take you through a little bit of this. This is from the New York Post, and I'm just going to read the first few sections because it's fairly succinct. Timothy Thibault, we remember him, he's gotten kicked out. The FBI agent alleged to have interfered with an investigation into Hunter Biden was assigned to the Washington field office as point man to manage whistleblower Tony Bobulinski, the first son's former business partner before the 2020 election. But he suppressed his damning revelations, sources say. Bobulinski spent over 5 hours secretly being interviewed by the FBI on October 23, 2020, about his inside knowledge of then presidential candidate Joe Biden's involvement in his son's business dealings with China. The previous day, he had revealed in a press conference that Joe Biden was the big guy, due to get a 10% cut of a lucrative joint venture with Chinese energy firm CEFC, according to an email found on Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop. So we've got third-party corroboration that this claim actually is true. So this whistleblower was telling the truth, it seems. Bobulinski gave the FBI the contents of 3 cell phones containing encrypted messages between Hunter and his business partners, along with emails and financial documents detailing the Biden family's corrupt influence peddling operation in foreign countries during Joe's vice presidency, so many years before. But his evidence appears to have fallen into the same black hole at the FBI as Hunter's laptop, never to be seen again. And so Bobulinski's material, although now corroborated, known to be true, although damning for Joe Biden, not just for his son, and for others associated with them, was explicitly hidden for politically motivated purposes. Now, normally this would be like a huge revelation, but I'd be surprised more if it had come out, no, there was no suppression. Literally, somebody misfiled the document. It was a total accident. They might try to blame that, by the way, because of the dysfunction with which the FBI, the DOJ, and the Biden admin at large have been existing. Biden has always been a corrupt sleazebag. Quid pro Joe is real. The Hunter Biden laptop contents are real. The Hunter Biden phone contents are real. We've gotten some of them. And it is the biggest political scandal, arguably, in U.S. history, to be clear. It's certainly the biggest of the decade. Of course, that's not long on. I would say so far this century, about the only thing that comes close is the selective redaction of the 9/11 report to try to shield Saudi Arabia because they controlled so much oil. That's about the only thing that comes close. Maybe the Lois Lerner IRS scandal is kind of on a similar magnitude, I suppose, but I think this is the big one. The President of the United States, the steward, Joe Biden, lied to the American people repeatedly when he was questioned with regards to his business ties through Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden is a criminal. He's not apparently going to be investigated. I'm not surprised, again, about that. And there was a cover-up at the higher echelons of the FBI. The person that was supposed to manage the individual that was making these claims appears to have shelved the material for political purposes. Now, the excuse that was given at the time, internally, was we don't want to interfere with the election. We've got a separate whistleblower saying that was the effective message of the FBI at the time. Again, coincidental to this breaking. Then they told Big Tech to be extra wary of Russian disinformation at almost exactly the same time as the Hunter Biden laptop thing began to brew. The fact is that the FBI covered it up. They attempted to further cover it up by weaponizing Big Tech illegally, by weaponizing the legacy media through, political channels illegally. The fact is it was collusion from the highest to lowest levels. It was politically motivated, and it was designed for one purpose: to harm Donald Trump and to protect Joe Biden because Orange Man bad. That's the long and short of it. The fact is we've gotten to the point where liberals have completely sold out and see no problem with this. Like Sam Harris, it doesn't matter what Hunter Biden did as long as Donald Trump lost. I don't care if he has the skeletons of dead kids in his basement. That is not, by the way, a one-off opinion. among liberals, among commentators, or lay liberal lemmings. The idea is that any miscarriage of justice, constitutional violation, goddamn assassination outright, is justified as long as it keeps Trump out of power. So Orange Man, so bad, so dangerous, so terrible, and so wrong that it doesn't matter if you destroy your own country in the process of trying to stop him. Weaponized FBI that ignores its own internal rules as well as the Constitution, that's fine. Violations of free speech, that's fine. Direct fascistic collusion between the U.S. government or elements thereupon and big tech or the legacy media that are supposedly private companies, up to the point of literally coercing them to censor political opponents, perfectly fine. The complete selling out of what used to be a liberal movement, you can't even call them liberals anymore. No dictionary definition would cover the mess that is currently the authoritarian left-leaning movement. And the fact is it's just TDS. It's horseshit. By the way, Glenn Greenwald did predict that this was exactly the way in which things would operate. Kudos to him, although it's kind of low-hanging fruit to know you'd have fascistic rhetoric from a Beijing Biden stewardship. The fact is that the FBI is apparently going to be able to investigate itself on this. Even if the GOP takes back the House and looks into it, what ends up happening? Part of the population will just think that it's purely partisan. Part of the population will correctly say, look, there's something here, we need to look into it. Another part will say, oh, it's just a witch hunt after the Democrats. Evil Orange Man knows he's going to jail, so he's striking out at his political opponents with a phony scandal. I heard from CNN years ago the Hunter Biden laptop wasn't real. I still see people, to show you how successful the cover-up was, I still meet with people today when I'm shitposting online who swear up and down that the Hunter Biden content's not even real. They're not even willing to look into the story beyond what they read literally over a year ago during the election. Since then, they've completely blocked it out. And again, any countermanding, no matter how objective and provable, of their preconceived notion of the Hunter Biden laptop cover-up is just Trump propaganda or Russian disinfo. There are still people that claim that the claim of Russian disinfo isn't itself disinformation. But it was. And we know this. The timelines are perfect. The FBI lied either to its own agents or to big tech. It couldn't have lied to neither of them. It had because it was telling two different stories. But we know which one was true. They knew that that wasn't the case. They simply covered up the material because it was politically inconvenient for them at the time and they didn't want Orange Man back. That's about all. Peace out.